working on my WIP. I am going to talk a little bit about myself. I'm going to start working on this next section. As you can see, I've already finished this section. And to make sure that the kit, that I would be able to work on it in a specific area and not have to reach anywhere, I did turn it on its side. So the symbols are actually pointing in this direction, which is fine. I've done that before. So now I have a usable, a nice little area to work. Now I'm going to use last year's Drills and Chills. Even though this would probably pass for a fall theme, I don't need to worry about trying to get it done by tomorrow night, by the end of the Drills and Chills event, because I've already submitted my Drills and Chills event project. So I will now start placing drills. With the pens that have putty in them, you do have to twist to get the putty activated. Try not to twist too much, otherwise all of this putty will come out. I am a Christian. I would love to tell you more about what I believe, but one of my jobs has a rule about employees not saying what they believe. If it's anything that's controversial or political, they don't allow us to say anything, and so I want to respect their wishes. Otherwise, I could lose my job, and in this economy, I don't want to do that. I do have a little kitty cat. I showed her in a previous video. For a while, I was studying American Sign Language to become an interpreter, but I was struggled too much. Part of it, I guess, because of my age, part of it because of I have a specific medical disease, and along with that specific disease comes things like brain fog, stuff like that. So I just kind of gave up. I was struggling too much. Plus, when it comes to sign language, you have to have good receptive skills. And in other words, when somebody would sign to me, I could not understand what they were signing. I learned the vocabulary pretty darn fast, and I could remember, so I could communicate with the deaf. I just did not understand when they tried to communicate back to me, and I struggled so much. I tried really hard. I practiced. I watched videos. I did everything I possibly could to try to improve my issue. And then along came the pandemic, and I had to stop school. And because of what one of my teachers had said about the whole thing, I wasn't allowed to go to any more deaf events during the year of the pandemic. And because I stopped using sign language, I did try to kind of practice a little bit during those 2 or so years, but I just never really got back into it. So I just decided to give up on it. It was kind of, I don't know if it was a lifelong dream, but I just probably should have tried to do it when I was younger. It might have been a little easier for me. But so in some of my videos, my original intention when I started this channel, my original intention was to do sign language on, if not all, then at least some of my videos. But I haven't been able to figure out exactly how to, because I'm still learning how to edit and all of that kind of stuff. I couldn't figure out how to videotape myself talking like I am now, and then also videotape myself signing and trying to interpret what I was saying in the spoken word. Yeah, I just haven't been able to figure out how to do something like that. I might at some point, as I learn more about editing and all of the details that it takes to do it. Editing and doing a YouTube channel is a lot more detailed and labor intensive than I originally realized. I've been enjoying myself, and learning a whole lot, but it's just been more of a task than it's been more of a psychological task, trying to figure out, hey, this is what I want to do, but how do I do it? I watch a lot of YouTube videos telling me do this, do that, to be able to figure out how to do stuff. So hopefully my videos have been getting better compared to the first couple when I didn't know anything what I was doing. I am trying to improve with each video. The very first week, or I should say the very first video, I shot it. I shot the material. Shooting the material is the easy part. But then it took me 2.5 weeks to try to edit because I had no idea what I was doing. And I've been using DaVinci Resolve, because that's what a lot of other content creators, when I first started doing research, that's what a lot of other content creators said they use. And so I started somewhere, and that was just because that's what everybody else, not everybody, but that's what a lot of the people were saying that they were using. So I decided to give it a try, and boy, has it been an education. It's not just a point and shoot, it's a plan. You have to plan what you're going to do in the video, what you're going to say. Oh, yeah, yeah. And then one of the things I discovered in some of my videos, I would sort of plan out what I was going to say. And then while I was editing, I realized I'm rambling. So trying to edit out all of the rambling has been, it's been an eye-opening experience, trying to just figure out what to say, how to say it, when to say it, how to break up if I cough, or if somebody comes to the door, or if my cat wants something. I have to stop video. It's not easy. I don't want to discourage anybody. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, go ahead. It's definitely a challenge, but there's some rewards to it. I have not gotten very many subscribers yet. I have not had much in the way of, I've basically, each of my videos, I guess, are getting like 30 or so views for right now. Granted, I realize I'm just starting out, and maybe I'm not getting as much interest because I don't know my voice quality. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know what it's going to take to get more. So I'm just trying different things. to see if one thing's going to work more than something else. And even if I don't wind up getting like a big channel, that's actually fine because I'm doing this for me anyway. I hope there's some people out there that can get some entertainment out of it. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying is I don't want to discourage you if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel of your own. Just realize that it's going to take time and patience with yourself, patience with the process. It's not, some people make it sound like, oh yeah, just point and shoot and then you edit and you go on with your day. But like I said, the very first video that I did, I decided, since I had no idea what I was doing, I decided I would just make the video and go from there. And I've been learning, like I said, I've been learning as I've been going. So if you are considering doing something like this, go for it. Just realize it's going to take time away from you. One of the interesting things about the editing part, there have been times when I will start editing around, I don't know, 9 o'clock or so, and I don't stop working until something like 1 in the morning. Now, I pretty much try to only do that if I don't have to work the next day, but there's been a couple of times I just really wanted to get a video out and I didn't stop until I was almost there. And yeah, I didn't get to sleep until like 1:30 in the morning. It has happened. So be aware, if you're interested yourself, it's going to take time. You got to have patience with yourself. It's fun. You might have a headache by the time you get done with the whole process, but it's worth it, in my opinion. I'm also extremely nearsighted. I do wear glasses, as you saw in the video, but for me to really look close, especially with some of these symbols, like the letter I, which is what I've been working on, I have to get really close to be able to see. Okay, so I think I'm done with the letter I now. One other fun thing about me is that I am a Hufflepuff. Every time I did any of the figure out what house you're in kind of tests, I would always split between Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff. It'd be like 50% Ravenclaw, 40% Hufflepuff, and then like maybe 1% Slytherin and maybe 2% or 5% Gryffindor, something like that. Well, so I at one point, and plus blue's my favorite color, so I thought, oh, Ravenclaw is perfect. But then I found something out about Ravenclaws. I don't know if you're aware of this, but with Gryffindors, when they go up to the Gryffindor common room, they use a password to get into the common room. You've seen that in the movies. Well, with Ravenclaws, when they go up to the door, they have to answer some sort of riddle. They are a wise, intelligent team or house. And when I heard that, so one of the things that I've heard is that there are times when Ravenclaws get stuck outside the common room and they can't get back in because they cannot figure out what the riddle is. Well, when I heard all of that, I decided, yeah, no, I'm going to be a Hufflepuff. And so I've totally embraced it. I really like the idea of the peace and loyalty and being friendly and all of that kind of stuff. That's pretty much me anyway. So, um, and I did on the wizard, the crazy thing. So, like I said, a lot of the tests that I've ever done have always said a balance between Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. Well, years ago, there was one specific test. Some guy, I think he said he was a. I apologize, I don't remember his website because it was several years ago and I didn't think about needing the information for a YouTube channel. So I don't remember what this guy's website was. But apparently he was a therapist, like a psychologist or something like that. And so he had made a test to help you figure out what house you're supposed to be in based on the psychological aspect of the whole process. Well, when I took his test, I came out 100% Hufflepuff. So that's when I decided, okay, cool, that really makes sense. And then when I went on the Wizarding World website to do that particular test, for some cockamamie reason, that gave me Gryffindor. First of all, I don't like the color red. And second of all, I'm not necessarily brave. So, but the one thing, actually, when I did the test for the wand, I came out with Vine, which is the same one that Hermione has, with unicorn hair. And I think it was something like 9 3/4 and fairly flexible or something. I forget exactly what it was, but it was in that area of compliant, flexible. And then when I did my Patronus, I wound up as a buffalo. Apparently, a buffalo is one of those rare ones. And when I did a little bit of research, based on the website and then some other like personal research, one of the things I found out about buffaloes, the main characteristic of buffaloes is they are gentle giants until you anger them. Then they're dangerous. And yeah, I guess that kind of describes me perfectly. So I did not like the result that the Wizarding World website gave me as far as the house, but I loved the wand and I loved the Patronus. If you're interested, if you don't know what I'm talking about, fine. If you're not a Potterhead, great. I didn't get into it because of my age. I did not grow up reading the books because they didn't exist when I was growing up.